Welcome to Redeeming Thunder. My name is Erica, and I'm here to give you a prophetic dream that I had, in its regards to acceleration. So, this dream was given to me on October 27, 2024, and it has taken me a bit to understand. So I'm taking about a month to release this. But I think it's essential because many of you are going to be experiencing this very extreme acceleration in your life, in your spiritual life, in your physical on earth life. So it was quite an amazing dream. I mean, I felt the after effects of it for days. Okay? And so I want to prepare you. I want you to be equipped and prepared of how quick it's going to be. Hallelujah. Okay, so first, this dream, I've had the first part of the dream several times now in the past couple years. The beginning part of the dream. But this time around, it continued because I did something different within the dream, and that's how it continued. Okay. In the dream, I'm driving to what looks like a stadium. There is a lot of many cars parked around the neighborhood, and I'm trying to find a parking spot. So once I find a parking spot, then I'm entering the building. And the building is like a stadium. And I'm just trying to find seating. But the thing is, I have drove there on my own and have, in the dream, I've told other family members, come meet me at this stadium. Okay? And so they have to drive in their own vehicles. And each time, I believe that they're trying to meet me there. So I told them about it. They didn't necessarily say that they were going to meet me there each time I had this dream. But I had high hopes that they would meet me there. Alright, so then, as the dreams would evolve, we get to the stadium, all the seats are red. The carpet is also red. The stadium platform is also red. And at where the platform is at, there is one or two people sitting at a table calling out people's names. So as I'm trying to find seating, in the back of my mind, I'm trying to find where to sit, where there would be enough seating for all the other people that I think would meet me there. Okay? So in the past, I would not sit down because it was not perfect. It was not, there wasn't enough seats. And sometimes they would meet me there, like on the, but we couldn't sit together. So then I'd wake up because no one really sat down. Okay? And so that's how these dreams would end, is trying to find seating and waiting for names to be called. And I'm not sure what it was about, because in those dreams my name wasn't called yet. And it probably was because I was not seated down. I think it starts counting once you sit down. Alright, so I'd wake up, but this time around, it happens again. I drive, I find a close parking spot. There's no delay on that. Then I immediately just find a good seat and I sit down. And I thought to myself, do I want to meet my other family members here? Yes, I did. Was that the goal? I said, yes, that was the goal. But This is the thing. I just thought, you know what? I'll just sit down and I'll see if they meet me here. And there's a couple seats away from me, and it may still work out. But I'm just going to sit down because it seemed like I've been here before and I didn't sit down before. But this is the thing with this dream. As soon as I sat down, my name was called. So when your name's called, you have to walk down. And so when I got to the platform, all of a sudden the scene changed. And now I'm up in the sky. Like really extremely high up. And someone is standing next to me. And they are showing me a restaurant that's up in the heavens there. Like saying to me that we're going to enter this restaurant and we're going to be in training because you're going to work here. And so I said, okay. But then I'm trying to figure out how it's just a building up in the sky. Like there was no ground. So I'm like, how are we going to get there? And he's like, you hop on these discs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thinking, a little bit nervous. I'm going to have to hop exactly onto these discs. He's like, don't worry, you won't fall. You won't fall. You will make it onto the discs. They're like these round discs, like about this wide. And you just hop on those and get to the building. And all this time I'm thinking, how are these people, who comes to this restaurant? Like, who comes and eats here? You know, like, and so then it dawned on me. I heard the word elites. And so then we're standing in the entryway, like the doors open, okay? And we're standing right in the front there. And so there's this one person that's showing me, look what they're doing. And they're just mopping. It looked kind of like a fast food restaurant. They're mopping. Somebody is wiping the counters. Somebody is prepping the food in the back. He's like, you're going to learn how to do all of these things. And I'm like, yeah, I think I can do this. You know, because I'm thinking back in the day, I helped my parents out in the restaurant, you know. And so a restaurant setting. So I'm thinking literally I'm going to be working in this restaurant. In the dream, thinking that. And I'm like, but who's gonna come? I said, who's gonna come and eat here? Like, how did it even get here? And so then the elites. And as soon as he said, after I felt it, and then he said elites, right? The scene changed again. And now there's like a funeral. And the manager that was showing me this had passed away. And I thought, oh, that's weird. He was going to train me and now he passed away? What do you mean? I don't get it. Okay, so then the scene changed again. And we're right back where the restaurant is at. And it's kind of odd because now I see him again in the building. I'm like, I thought he perished. And he's in the building. In the restaurant. And he's telling everybody, okay, we got to go. We got to wrap this up. We have to leave. We're done here. And it was going to be like where that building was going to be no more. It was done. And we weren't gonna be there anymore because we're done with that stage of training. I'm like, yep. And I was thinking, wait a minute, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna serve people. I'm ready, you know, because you serve the food, right? And then he's like, no, we gotta leave. We're ready. I'm like, we're ready? What do you mean we're ready? We're leaving. And he's like, don't worry, just hop on these discs. And we're going to fly down. And when I look down, It was Earth. And it was extremely, like satellite, extreme distance, like extreme, microscopic Earth down there. I'm like, what do you mean we're going to fly down there? I don't get it. What do you mean? He's like, yeah, we're going to fly down there. Don't worry, you won't fall. I'm like, these little discs though? He's like, yes, don't worry, you won't fall. You won't fall off. You just hold on and you don't fall off. And I'm like, wait a minute though, are you sure? He's like, yes, I'm sure. And all right, ready? And so there was him, me, and like maybe 2 or 3 other people that were on the discs. And then we just launched, and it felt like a roller coaster, you know, one of those drops that just go down where your organs, you can feel your organs going up to your body, like that feeling where you're in an elevator and you're elevating up, or you're going down, and you could feel everything, like it feels a little bit dizzy. But it felt like I felt the energy. I felt like the velocity in my body, how we were on way up high in the sky, and suddenly within seconds we landed on Earth. And when I landed on Earth, everybody else as well at the same time on the discs, all of a sudden it was like the dirt was kind of bunched up, like if we slid a soft landing. And I'm like, oh my. After I was feeling extremely overwhelmed with all the velocity, the extreme velocity going down and landing on Earth. And then also feeling very shocked that I landed and it was like a smooth landing. And I'm like, oh wow, it was a smooth landing. He's like, yeah, it's a soft landing. Like he knew, but he didn't want to tell me every little detail. It was just time to go. Okay, there's no time to explain every little detail. We just, okay, we gotta go, and we went, and we're down, and we landed. And it's now, he's like, now everybody to their post, and now everybody do what you gotta do on Earth. And I woke up. And when I woke up from the dream, like all the way. And I felt my body so tense right here. Like my neck was tense and my shoulders were tense. Like if I still felt like I was on that ride. You know how when you clench your body when you're like, going so fast on the roller coaster? Okay, like that feeling. I still felt it. So I knew that there was no way I could make this dream up. The thing is, I felt all that intensity for days and days. I literally had to go start finding a massage therapist and a chiropractor to release it. And what I'm saying about that is, I understood this is extreme acceleration, what Yahuwah is doing in certain people's lives. You're going to physically feel the velocity of the acceleration. And then the restaurant, biblical meaning of the restaurant means in preparation of a spiritual elevation of ministry or business. Okay? And flying, it was a good feeling, so it's not demonic. Okay? It was a good feeling, but at the same time it was a lot of velocity, but not necessarily was it bad, because we didn't crash. So it was a soft landing, so it was gentle. Okay? And that means there is agility and strength that's going to be given to you supernaturally so that you can launch these businesses and ministries. And the restaurant also means Yahuwah is prepping you for these things that are coming in your life, the ministry and businesses. Also, the segment of the dream regarding being called, waiting in line. You finally sat down. Okay, that is essential. You finally let go, because everybody is launching at a different rate, at a different time in their lives. You're not all gonna get to the next level with every single family member that you were praying for and wanting them to be with. It's just not going to work out that way. And when you finally accepted that they are on their own journey and you're on this other journey, and you need to allow it to flow. And if they never get there, it doesn't mean, it seemed like I was waiting for them, so I wasn't allowing it to launch because I was too worried about them not making it there. I was always worried about them. And I had to be able to let go and put it in Yahusha's hands, that they'll make it there. And if they don't, let go of the guilt, let go of the sadness that they did not make it there, because they also have their journey and their choice. Some of these journeys require, all of them require extreme obedience. Some people are not willing to do the sacrifices, okay? Some people are not willing to let go of the reins. That's part of the journey. You can't have the reins. Ruach HaKodesh has the reins. Okay, and the other part regarding because Yahuwah keeps telling me Aliyah, and it has to do with a journey to Israel, to consider yourself as an Israelite, to favor and grace. It's going to look unfair. It's going to look like a favoritism in a supernatural, healthy manner. It's going to look like, wow, how did they make it up there and how did you not? How did other people not? Well, it was their time. And I think it has a lot to do with sitting down and coming as you are and sitting down. It has a lot to do with that. At the stadium, there were many that were sat down and have been sitting for a while waiting for their name to be called. And so the thing is, I sat down and I sat there for like a minute and my name was called. So it seems like the dream is sharing that certain people are being selected. There's a ballot. There's a lot. Yahusha is casting lots upon certain people, and certain people are going to be just rolling right through, because that's their time. They didn't stand there, or they didn't sit there for a long time. Do you see what I mean? So it seemed like it was a little bit unfair, but at the same time, somebody up at the front, at the platform, was calling the shots. Somebody was. That matters. It wasn't the people that were calling the shots that were sitting in the red chairs. So that's what I noticed as well. And then there's also a sacrifice. So I noticed that when the manager was perished, that segment in itself was dying to self. It wasn't necessarily that he died, because he came back to life, right? So it means when he finally got to the point and he died to self, that is when he came back. He came back to life and was ready to fly and showing and ready to go and launch forth on earth as it is in heaven. So I guess what was going on is the preparation of the heavenly realms, preparing supernaturally preparations for what was going to happen on earth. But the verse says, on earth as it is in heaven. That means it happened in heaven first. And now it's getting ready to launch on earth. And that's why we flew down, an acceleration of the velocity of it, of flying down at an astronomical rate. onto earth was like stating that these businesses or these ministries are going to launch forth like at an astronomical rate, that you're going to feel the effects of it. It's going to be so fast. It's going to be like no names and all of a sudden highly well-known people that are for Yahuwah's tribe. Okay? It's like it's going to be extremely fast. Why is it going to be fast? Why? Why would it be fast for certain people? Because, I mean, when I was noticing, I'm standing and I'm about to train and I'm about to start, and I started sweeping. I remember I started getting the broom and I started sweeping and everything looked immaculate, but we were still cleaning, right? That's when all of a sudden, bam, we're launching forth, ready to fly. And yes, it was nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie. Everything else is sky, okay? So we're just on these discs. So it had a lot to do with having extreme faith. It's extreme trust that you're not going to fall off, you know? And I mean, I thought with the velocity, I didn't know at first how fast we were going to fly down to Earth. I did not know. I thought it was going to be smooth. I thought it was going to take a while because it's galaxies away. I mean, it was really far. Okay? And so, but it wasn't. It was astronomically fast, landing to Earth in a soft, and it was like, you know, I even saw that we were like, you know, landed on dirt, and the dirt even clumped because we just, it was like a, you know, like when there's an ATV and or a sand dunes and they're like going down, and then they stop all of a sudden, or like, you know, going in a truck, and it's like you just swerve and stop really quick and you just have a pile of dirt. Okay, it's kind of like that. Like it looked like we were going so fast and we just landed and slid. Okay? And it wasn't sliding like we fell, like tripping. It was just that it was we slid in and landed. And so I just found that dream so captivating because of I just felt so startled by it at first, you know, because I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting to go that fast. I think that's why Yahushua is saying, get in the secret place, pray for peace, because peace, pray for shalom, because it helps you be calm, okay? It helps you to push out the stressful negative thoughts, and it helps you concentrate on the moment, on the tasks at hand. It helps you navigate all of those different areas of your life in smooth sailing. Because why? He wants you to be in the secret place because your business and your ministry is going to launch so quickly that you're going to juggle, you know, several things, but you're going to do it with ease. And he wants to get your mind prepared of how fast. I think that's why he had me physically feel the velocity of it, because he wanted me to understand how quickly everything is going to evolve. Like a bunch of things all at once, all of the businesses, all of the things, you know. Hallelujah. And so I just wanted to share this because some of you are the ones up next. Pray. Get in the secret place. Ask Yahushua what you need to do. Because on earth, you have to be able to let go of the reins and let him lead. On earth, you have to be able to, you know, the dream that you had where all of your loved ones are on the same pace as you has to be where you have to be able to let that piece go and let them be when they're going to get there. And let him heal you if they're not going to get there. Because some people are going to be stubborn and prideful, and they're not going to choose the calling. They're not going to. They're not going to do the sacrifices. They're not. They're not going to. And some people, they've been waiting for a long time. But maybe they're in that seat because they didn't let go of everything. They're still in that seat because it's not their turn yet. They still have some more dying to self to do. And that's all I got. So, Extreme Acceleration, Aliyah series. Hallelujah. Shalom.